Hi, my name is Colton Stone. I'm a musician based out of Lake City, Florida, and I'm in the process of recording an album right now. So I first got involved in playing music with my father. He played guitar, and he actually found a old keyboard that someone had thrown in a garbage can. And he took it home, and I wound up, picking stuff out that I'd heard him play on guitar, out on the keyboard. Fast forward years later, I think I was in 8th grade when I first started playing guitar, and that quickly became my main instrument, and just sort of fell in love with music. So I think I've been playing for about 8 or 9 years now, somewhere around 7, 8, 9, something like that. Some of my biggest inspirations right now, I'm really into Jacob Collier, who's a British guy. He's won Grammys and stuff like that and just has an incredible ear for harmony. Been going back and listening to a lot of old jazz too, like Wes Montgomery and this George Benson isn't really old jazz, but he plays that style, and new age stuff too, Chance the Rapper. He's my favorite rapper out there right now, and Gambino does awesome work, as well as Saba. I think Saba's probably the most underrated rapper out there right now. If I want to write something, if I want to really try to create something, the best thing to do is just to do it. Where most people mess up is they never play the first note. They're so concerned about what the first note of the song is going to be that they never play it. And that's the mistake, because you can always go back and change that first note, but you have to have a jumping off point. It's just a matter of I have to play something, and it may sound terrible, but I can build a song off of something that sounds terrible. Right. So, making an album is sort of an in-depth process. First of all, you gotta have the right equipment and everything. So you need your basics of microphones. You need whatever instruments you're gonna play. Right now, I'm stuck using a lot of virtual instruments, MIDI controllers and an electronic drum set, just because of the convenience of it, and using plugins on my computer to get actual good quality sounds out of these electronic instruments. This is the kit unaffected. And then here it is with some distortion. So then the auto funk filter here by itself basically makes it sound like it's sliding into every drum beat, which is kind of cool. Drums aren't supposed to do that. Then when you mix the two together, once you have all that, the equipment's set, and you can start writing, then you're going to need to record it into a DAW, digital audio workstation. Right now, I'm just using GarageBand because it's free. That could have been cool if I actually played that correctly. Working solo, for me, came out of necessity. I was a guitar player looking for a band to play with, and no one was playing the kind of music I wanted to play. And I was like, man, I'm sick of waiting around. I'm just going to learn how to play all the instruments by myself. If I want a saxophone on there, I'm just going to learn how to play the saxophone and put it on there. Yeah, it's it came out of necessity, really. Whew. That's going to be a problem. Some of the drawbacks are, I'm not as good of a drummer as a lot of the drummers that I work with. So the product doesn't come out maybe quite as polished as their stuff would, but I like to bounce ideas off of them, because they'll have all these great ideas, just add in some tom hits here or something like that. So I'll talk with them, and those drawbacks don't hamper me too much, luckily. I mean, it's something. It needs a lot of work. A ton of work. But it's something, at least. once it's all recorded, mixed and mastered, so you're EQing it, you're like bumping the bass or cutting it or adding trebles, you've got to actually reach out and get it onto platforms such as Apple Music and Spotify. And that's the biggest thing about music production nowadays, and the process of it is that it can really be done from, a laptop and very minimal equipment because of how refined the process is of getting your music out there with streaming and all like that. After getting an album out there to where people can stream it, and I have some originals that people can listen to, it's about marketing, really. Since it's so easy and there's so few steps now, it's been streamlined, anyone can do it. And it's like, how do you make yourself stand out in that? And there's a lot of ways. Playing shows in as many places as you can is a big part of it. Not even just your original music, but if you can play around and get your name out there, because you don't know, someone who's in the crowd or someone who you're playing with could be from, another part of the country. And that happens a lot. I mean, it's a business at its heart. So you gotta treat it like that. You gotta learn how to market yourself, how to market your music and everything like that. I think the biggest person to look at with that is Chance the Rapper, because he's done it all himself and he's known worldwide now. Like, goes on worldwide tours, international tours, based off of like marketing himself and getting himself out there. It's just about how smart you can be with it. If you're looking to increase yourself and create your own projects and do your own thing, one of the biggest things is to have a community of people. I surround myself with a lot of musicians, but I also surround myself with a lot of artists and a lot of people who are into filmography and people who are into writing books, because that's the thing about art, is that it all intertwines. Like, when people talk about like how they write stories and stuff like that, I learned how to tell my story through music, and I'd say finally know that you can do it by yourself. Like, there's plenty of people who like are living proof that if you have no one else around you, no one to help you or anything like that, you can do it all by yourself, especially in today's world with like the internet and the possibilities that it presents.